Guide running using a waist tether with Coach Maria and Coach Eric.
This video will use 3 pieces of equipment: a race belt, a 3-foot long piece of resistance band tied securely in a circle, and a shoelace. If you don't have a race belt, more resistance band that would fit around your waist will work, as will a regular belt.
Using 2 belts or race belts and 1 resistance band. Connect the resistance band to the guide's belt and the runner's belt so that guide and runner are standing side by side and the resistance band is not twisted. Ensure both guide and runner are ready before beginning to run. Coach Maria guides Coach Eric away from the camera using a waist tether. When it is time to turn, Maria verbally initiates the turn and begins the turning motion. They run back towards the camera and again initiate a right turn. Using 2 resistance bands and a shoelace. Tie the shoelace around the guide and the runner's belts so that guide and runner are 9 to 12 inches apart. Make sure that the knot is secure before beginning to run. Coach Maria guides Coach Eric away from the camera, again initiating a left turn verbally, and by tugging on the waist tether, they run back towards the camera and initiate a right turn. Waist tethers are most often used during triathlon and distance running, whereas the hand tether is particularly helpful on track over short distance or when the guide and the athlete need to be particularly close together, like at the start or end of a race. One major benefit of the waist tether is it allows the guide and the athlete to easily become in sync, especially if the guide and the athlete don't get to practice running together very often. Another benefit is it allows for more freedom of movement for both the guide and the athlete, especially in terms of the ability to move one's arms. However, because of the distance between the guide and the athlete, one downside to a waist tether is that the guide has less control over the athlete's movement and therefore has to communicate a lot more verbally than they might need to should they be using a hand tether. Next year at Kappa, we will talk more about waist tethers. We did talk about it a little bit in 2019, so if you're familiar with it and comfortable with it, we encourage you to try out different types of tethers to see which one is going to be best for you, but we will talk about it a little bit more in depth at camp next year. As with all of the activities during Kappa in 2020, we encourage you to follow all social distancing and mask wearing protocols in the area that you live in and to be safe. Happy running!